Everybody say, say, how can I express my gratitude for all the many things you've done for me? Words are not enough to say thank you. So Lord, you are my everything. You're my everything. How can I express my gratitude? How can I express my gratitude for all the many things you've Father, you done for me, yeah. Words are not enough to say thank you. So Lord, you are, you're my everything. See, I call you Jireh. Lord, my provider. I call you Eunice. You are my battle. I call you Rapha. Hey. You are my healer. Say, Lord, you are. You're my everything. I call you Jireh. Lord, my provider. I call you Eunice. You are my battle. I call you Rapha. You are my healer. Say, Lord, you are. You're my everything. Uya matinyina. Uya matinyina. Uya matinyina. Oh, uya matinyina. Yeah, so uya. Uya matinyina. Uya matinyina. Yeah. Uya matinyina. Uya matinyina. Say, I call you Jireh, say. I call you Jireh. Lord, my provider. I call you Eunice. You are my battle. I call you Rapha. Hey. You are my healer. Say, Lord, you are my everything. Yeah. Are you ready, everybody? All right, listen. Will me ground cover? What to say? I can breathe without you, say. I can breathe without you. I can move without you, Lord. I can move without you. Hey, who am I without you? Who am I without you? Say, I can live without you, yeah. I can live without you. I can breathe without you, Lord. I can breathe without you. I can move without you, yeah.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your location. You are welcome to another edition of BWF Solicitors Legal Hour with Magneti. Mejidi se ankrankran bi a ehwe me anope adom ne nti oho ye. Menso yeho adaroma. Menso me ho ye papa na mejidi se enne ya se hia no na na dom ne dosu se nso a na esese ye nyina ye mfa odo embom na ye nhye adesua wei enti na mesre we ni die mu wabeto ye a afi na waba ana woba so sisi a ho se ye ye kan se links no airflow ana se we ni abebo ye live ne so a me die ni je ani esre pese mesre bomodin na hye na obi nso enya ye kira kwan na na so nya sa adesua wei no no so mfa nhye ne kotodwem ene nyoma ye de baba no de na de bia munim Fridays bia ana from Thursday, Friday and Saturday BWF Solicitors Legal Hour na near eba Rainbow so nearby Magneti TV so Nigerian radio so announce nearby the community and the law ne so no adusua kese a ebi mu etia ma omode di dwuma na won so ene wutie yen sa so na mgidi se obefa ade pa bi efrimo na won so de ahye okotodwemu de aye dwuma enti mo nhye na nkwa echi mediane Magneti baby after Magneti. I'm so excited about today's topic, but before we get into the topic, the my resource person and the main hey, mini J, hey, yeah, mommy lawyer Eunice. Until lawyer Eunice Basse dear now him say ono de wa bin su kori chese wa bin ye kan ye yumra pa dia de bia meka se ukata weni kra wa da na friend na obisa na oyawa mwaye na say live to remain in this country and na indefinitely all those things not just say when it comes to immigration someone trust me brabe hu lawyer Eunice na obemo mo dia ubenya nkunimdi sa netie yo BWF solicitors wo dwuma bebre a omoye wo maso ye enye say immigration kwa nanso apart from immigration yes aka family law no na kyerɛ sɛ busuafoɔ mmra sɛ woware sɛ waware anaa wogyae awareɛ anaa divorce so sɛ wo mma wawo mma kunu nsɛm wo yere nsɛm wo maame wo papa yɛka family a na yɛ sɛ family nanse koraa nea abɛkeka ka ho koraa mentumi mbɔ mu din yɛn nuanom a yɛsi deɛ bɛn LVB hwan QCC foɔ yi nyinaa no kyerɛ sɛ mmara deda hɔ ma obiara mmara deda ma obiara enti no bɔ mmɔden a yɛka family law a BWF solicitor mo abin wɔ mu ankasa saa nso na yɛka edwuma mu law yɛka ne sɛ litigations anaa mitigations ɛbɛ edwuma mu sɛ wo sign contract bi a wonte ase anaa sɛ edwuma mu si yɛyi wadi anaa anything to do with employment na kyerɛ sɛ wonhu neɛ wonka nsɛmsɛm asi ne ade ne nyinaa wɔ nanse nso ne ɔmode aba ne saa yɛka ne sɛ yɛka ne sɛ will trɔ wopɛ sɛ wotrɔ wo will a ɔmo yɛ ho ade will no ɛba saa na ɛno nkyerɛ sɛ wokɔ akɔwu nanso will no yɛ nhyehyɛ a ɔsɛ woyɛ to hɔ ɛwɔ ɛma daakye nsɛm ne nyinaa ɔmo yɛ ho ade nti ne bra bɛhu BWF solicitors ɛnyɛ no nkwa yɛka yɛn kurom mu law nso a ɔmo edu hɔ dadaada ɛne nti mpo no ɔmo wɔ office baako ɛwɔ Ghana Ghanafoɔ a etie me sɛ mo pɛ lawyer papa na gyina wo immigration nsɛm mu ama wa bɔ mmɔden anakɔhu BWF solicitors foɔ ɔmo wɔ Ghana office enche bia me di ɔmo address no ba beto hɔ de ama na ɔmo edi wasɛm nti me mama asɛm no nyɛ tententen me introduce me resource person na ɔde nkyia kɛseɛ aba me tiefoɔ ne ahwɛfoɔ me kai mo sɛ wo hwɛ mo Facebook live saa nso na ɔwɔ YouTube live na yɛwɔ Twitter yɛsan wɔ TikTok monhwɛ yɛn papa Uncle Ben you can say series of you can say information or the videos or the episode 1 episode 2 all about basic things I will say ye no ne nyina ye the good TikTok ema ho just about 5 minutes video but obe summarize everything ema wate ase ye wo twi dia ye won kran dia ye wo brofo dia enche bia wozafo nso de beba enti wo mpe we na wo peden hwehwe ye kira kwa wo TikTok eno ase no about BWTV obehu on TikTok ho na wakɔhwɛ some of information na ye di go saa nso na wo call BWF solicitors for on website omatro so many articles. In fact, mo amusunsua law ni nyina trust me is one of the best resource area ubet material ubetumi e dia ye work trust me me nye law so na say ma start ye law nkete so mti me call information me nyina me dey try me book o sa na tie me gidi say ubehwe no a chair program no me introduce me lawyer Eunice in patron ma kwaba me ma umfa nchi akese e me tiefo ene ahwefo na afi de nsɛm a yɛwɔ ene no ya pense mu kakra nti patron ma kwaba very special good morning to you
Major so my yeti patron what to say
adom nko a ma me ho ye sɛ won so saa de
nyamia dum me ye pa me ye me di kan etia etiefoɔ ne ahwɛfoɔ a mo ɛhwɛ yɛn ɛwɔ Facebook so anase YouTube anase mo te yɛn wɔ BW radio so me ma mo nyinaa very good morning me hope sɛ nyame adom mo nyinaa mo ho ye yɛdamia sɛ ɛnɛ de mo abɛka yɛn nsa na yɛtumi edi edwumadie nti very 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 good morning and I hope say move to me I share na at least in nso join the program no.
yo ya ma me loyal Eunice ya da se odinche mu hwam ankasa e de ama amanfo ankrankra bi a ehwe me de nchi akese efi studio ha e de brew mesro bomodi ana share ya na nanse mo share no na ese tisi chia o kanza share so de say hey, buy one get one free we mpo de get one free inti mesremo mo share program ne ma me na nkwa echi na de bia ye won sem dedede e de mamo me nuanom amaba ye ka ne sen efidie ne so nyina nyame nhyira mo me nua bema Jonathan Benim ya me boss ba ko pe on de o se immigration we hia BWF solicitors immigration ama ka kra obekwa akọje ni certificate as a lawyer Jonathan so ni me di ya adwen dia sa na tie me nua bema nso dane thank you so much say hi manye and the team hello to everyone mumbo mo dia na mo share program ne ma me Helena nso sa na Doranda Anum o say good morning manye Sandra yan secretary papa bi wa belande sa na tie Sandra the information nyina da wo behia de be call BWF solicitors ho both UK and Ghana nyina or the baby go of fe ama ye nyina ye hunti ye nua Sandra ye ma wakwaba eba efidie ne so kweku boaten from pom say good morning manye lawyer Eunice Mr. Mon share program ne emma me sanso na mo a mo hwe me nyina wo manye tea side ho no so nyina nyame nhira mo nkoso na mo share program na instant family no so na afe adesua no so ekoye nim nti wo ba so abomoden na pia ne tikọ na obi hu yo lawyer Eunice me de yie se anope nso adom ne nti ya se hia na wama ya hoden ne mfansa nye nchechemu emma dodo na ehwe ye family community na ye womu no and sometimes those watching me I am requested that we speak English don't worry, you know, every program that we do just after before the ending of the program I always have one of our junior solicitors or training solicitors to come and then summarize the whole topic in English language for you. So just bear with me. If you come on and I'm speaking a local Ghanaian language, don't panic, don't run away. Just listen. Sometimes I even mix with the English language, so you might definitely get some one or two things to understand from. But getting to the end of it, we'll have the full 10 minutes version. English version for you to take home as well. So keep on sharing and keep on liking the page and subscribe to our YouTube channel, which of course you become part of our family. So let's move on. Lawyer Eunice, share update na yenhum say this week no say you see ade china ade sano day in and day out. You know, there are so many things happening to the system, and if the lawyers don't explain to us, you know, all we hear and they say, yes, see, yes, see, yes, see, yes, see, yes, see, yes, see. Me see, no, a crowd be friend me. Magnetin. Yes, see, care work for no see a giant, you know, wow, baby, do airport, I bet you, hey. Ana me
Oh,
bi say when I say o say me tete na me so te ne he
almost them there. Almost.
no na
Yeah.
you know, if the lawyers really don't come to explain to us what
Yeah.
is happening in the system, we are also
Mhm.
always misled by misinformation out there. So Lioness Akwaba, any update this week or last week or around the corner, any
Yeah.
update before we move on to our major topic for the day?
I know say Nkrofo still haven't heard about the fact say we a student now when to mean incomplete our course now government now aka say you can no longer switch to the work route.
Yes.
That is only for students that went to me and complete our course no
Mm,
ewo chrome ha
mm,
into the points based system is still being used
mhm,
into so person bahanum as nurse, doctor, care
mm,
worker,
mhm,
um, even those under the construction work as well. And all the work routes are still available. It's just that so what's UK Chrome ha na ubesua deɛ na wentumi an bɛyɛ course na wosɛ wobɛsua deɛ and deɛ ɔmo aka sɛ there's no way a ɔmo bɛtumi switch you from saa wo student route no to the worker route nti ɛno no saa no na ɛyɛ sɛ wopɛ kwan foforɔ switch it to whether it's the family route or you are going to say because of the fact say ebi a wo course na woyɛ no pɛ sɛ woyɛ masters nti wo san agye another student um we CAS which is the certificate of acceptance of study and they wobɛtumi atoa so but unfortunately sɛ wontumi uncomplete wo course na wode baayɛ deɛ a ɛndeɛ to me and my own switch it and call any of the work routes. And this is what the government have introduced since the 17th of July this year. And see, as much as possible, no, of course, say who say this is what they are saying. But in terms of nkofo omoye skilled workers a work room ha say or dependents or your students nso so a mepamocho bebree ɔmo nso sɛ ɔmo ntumi nwie ɔmo course a ɛndeɛ ɔmo nso saa no ɔmo ntumi nswitche and but also as dependents because they were not able to complete our course. No, it is very important that we will also keep bear that in mind. For those coming there, cap bia no so omo kashe about nkofo omo pesa omo back room ha as skilled workers in no no sano as long as you are able to meet omo requirements ne there omo wait to me ama on krata se be ye juma ewo UK chrome ha and say oh but now per se or they with dependence usually you have to make an application as a skilled worker for with dependence and person will join them students no and now maka say and no no son no so we a student now person they with dependence nearby and they're from January so of course no started from January there and they and no no son no untumi emfa with dependence enka ho unless obey your course a higher postgraduate course a research based and I say a PhD open say o ma o dependence join no into as a usual undergraduate student and I say oh yeah postgraduate course research ma they will not allow you to bring your dependents with you to the UK. So I just wanted to throw that in because I know that a lot of people are confused about and non so it's just ABI wo yere wo kunu wo mame wo papa wo ba a wo ka say ABI wo pesa wo de ne ba no there's no way out be ma kwan say fa eba and I know say people are questioning the fact that now there's a lot of interviews at the airports. Yes, they will interview you. Say wo be ejuma wo krom ha na unnim baby a wo be ejuma unnim salary a wo be je unnim the role, the job description. Na oh ba no ma and then also be asem foforo. And they are also questioning dependence as well. And since also wo ye ekunu a na yere a wo be join no kunu a anaasɛ ɔyere a ɔreyɛ adwuma wɔ kurom ha bakyɛ hu adwuma a ɔreyɛ nim baabi a ɔreyɛ adwuma at least so that at least ɔmo bisa wo nsɛm koraa mpo ɛfa wo yere anaasɛ wo kunu adwuma ho a wobɛhu asɛm koraa mpo a ɔrebɛka nti ɛno nso yɛ very important ɛnyɛ no ne sɛ watam wo bag a woba aburokyi they may question you on just a few things to do with wo kunu anaasɛ wo yere a ɔyɛ adwuma ɛwɔ kurom ha and
Like,
then yeah.
before I get to us, I mean, funny or quick question be just popping up.
Yeah,
And I would love us to explore. Sometimes once the home office here, law now, mama guardians now. Now,
yeah,
in kitty be, the fact that they didn't say no,
yeah,
then you could be able to say, well, dwell on it to make an application because it might not be in the guidelines now. And it's
mm,
as students, yeah, or to inform who can for MB. Sisi a me ne obi chat. Ɔse okay. Nea ɔbɛyɛ ne sɛ ɔno ɔbɛba skill migrants na waba ne yere ne mma
mm,
ɛka ne ho. Na ma obedu ha na ɔstart adwuma 2 3 wei no getting to obedu April yeah. Enti no ɔbɔ adwuma 2 3 months no. Ohun sɛ adwuma na nyɛ no na ɛkɔma no but rather ɔpɛ sɛ ɔkɔ school. School yi nso na yɛsiesie a no woyɛ student a you can come with your student migrant. Nti yɛmfa ne sɛ wei yɛ after na
yeah,
obi aba with such way skill migrant yi bi maybe after September na January yi mpo yɛnka na
mm,
wabedu ayɛ adwuma 2 or 3 months na ɔsɛ ɔpɛ sɛ ɔkɔ school nti wakɔ apply university yi bi ɔkɔyɛ ne masters anaa ɔkɔyɛ degree anaa biribi na
mm,
university na ama ne cars ɔsɛ ɔkɔ fie na ɔnkɔyɛ saa application no because sɛ yɛma ne cars then obɛfi migrant route na akɔ student route right.
mm,
However
yeah,
no ne mma no deɛ ɔmo wɔ ha dada as dependent on the skill migrant nti ɛba ne saa must they go home and then apply to cars now when you no apply to the school, not just in the year in manaka. Na say or to me or to me yeah application no aha na ya switch but then you switching so to a student send the year in man or more harder as my dependent. Oh,
Dependence. Yeah. Yeah.
and no
Yeah.
then. Mhm,
Okay, so in terms of government, no, almost changes now my under immigration rules into under the statement of changes, no,
mhm,
the dependence of students, no, will only not be able to enter the UK
mhm.
if the course of that student is starting in January of 2024. Into
Okay.
say if the course is starting, let's say this September way, then
Mhm,
of course or ho kwan say obetumi ɛde ne dependence no aka ne application no. So
mhm.
that is for those who have courses starting, which is
Sep-
January, the
Okay.
1st of January 2024.
Okay.
So of course, say we say with the kind ama with dependence no aba
Mhm,
na woka say you are doing the application to switch.
mhm,
And with his no, because he's already here as a skilled migrant no,
mhm.
there will be no need for him to now go back home to make the application from home and sana while starting a course because or have with a valid visa. So he can obviously make that switch whilst he's in the UK because he meets the requirements because of course there's also to make sure say you've got a cast and now you can also pay the fees into almost sure statement to make sure say yeah they will be to me it's your fees I maintain no and then maintain your dependence as well. In Sienonos, and you can still make the application before the 1st of January 2024.
I see. Internet is almost dependent need your son, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Hey, yeah,
yeah,
another back. Oh,
yeah.
that's good. Okay, now we can be I'm interrupting you.
Oh yes.
Now
See,
my now
I'm going
a
to go
question.
on to second update in terms of yeah applications. I yeah edeba ekroma into say oh yeah application for more than 6 months edeba ekroma whether as a family member or student or skilled worker usually no so we tuberculosis test
Mhm,
into because of the numbers of people should I say making applications from most of the West African countries and Ghana and Inti.
mhm,
Omo I introduced two more tuberculosis test centers. Into first and I in say migration health assessment center na airport residential area. But you see
mhm,
almost the two more account. I know say most countries around Ghana also come to Ghana to do their tuberculosis. Even to say Burkina Faso, ni Gambia, ni Mali, they all come to Ghana for the test to be done. In
mhm,
CCCI, you have a kind house clinic, a cantonment,
mhm.
almost so almost year approved tuberculosis test center in Ghana. And
The
then you also
the name again.
Akai House, AKAI,
Uh,
Akai House Clinic. Yeah,
mm,
Akai House Clinic, Ewo Cantonment. It's
mm,
also almost tuberculosis test, maybe. And then you also have Melnest Ghana Limited.
mm.
Into Melnest
And
Ghana
what
Limited.
wrong?
I it's a
Yeah.
MELLNEST.
Yeah. And mm,
Aha, nti Melness for no nso ɛwɔ Sakumono ɛne Kumasi. So
mm,
you have one in Sakumono and then one in Kumasi, and they are also approved tuberculosis test center.
mm,
Nkurɔfoɔ betumi akɔyɛ wɔn tuberculosis test no. Nti it's good that they've introduced more places and nkurɔfoɔ betumi akɔyɛ wɔn tuberculosis senior airport residential area honum no and yet flooded with people all the time because I know say and yeah Ghana for Kwana
mm,
used to yeah yeah it is good that they've introduced these other clinics are to me akona omakoye omo test no. So that is that in terms of yeah tuberculosis test. And as briefly, I just wanted to mention the fact that
mhm,
so patch all your application now all year for indefinite leave to remain.
mhm,
Now unim pa say ebia wo 2.5 second one and I said third one na wokɔyɛ no na ɔmo de aba sɛ oh asomasi wo form na wo fill yɛ no wamfi ne lane yie sisi adeɛ yɛhu sɛ sɛ ebia wotua IHS ka bi ka ho anaasɛ details na wode hyɛɛ mu no woamfa nhyɛ mu yie anaasɛ wo passport no yɛnhu ɛna w'asetena no ewu nti because w'asetena no ewu no wo application no nso yɛ invalid because nneɛma wei na yɛhia wo passport no yɛnhu nti ɛsɛ sɛ yɛhu anaasɛ wo payment for IHS wentua ne nyinaa nti aka bi and because unfortunately wamfa saa nneɛma wei amba no nti yɛhu sɛ wo application no ɛyɛ invalid sɛ wɔka sɛ wo application no ɛyɛ invalid na usually they are trying to say you haven't met one of these requirements sɛ ɛba ne sɛ w'asetena no of course what time a woyɛ application no na wɔ asetena but time na ɔmo yi ano sɛ wɔ application no ɛyɛ invalid no na w'asetena no ewu a then unfortunately under section 3C of your Immigration Act 1971 no w'asetena no is not continuous from that point going because ɔmo ehu sɛ you did not make a valid application at the time and also will bring a break within your continuous residence. Nti ebi a wouldn't say, oh, me ya me 10 years. But because of that issue that you had, Ninti, almost say, I'm sorry, ebi a, 10 years now wouldn't say when you're not. And to say because we kai say time we you catch will say wa make it invalid application. And so when you're within your man number within a 10 days. One fine your man number within 10 days. Yɛbɛka sɛ wo application no ɛyɛ invalid nti biribi saa no as soon as the time or the deadline passes no they will say there's a break in your continuous residence nti ɛno no saa no wo 2.5 years no ɛbɛhyɛ aseɛ from the time ɔmo san de maa wo biom nti let's be careful in terms of your applications a yɛbɛyɛ no so that at least sɛ wonnim biribi a mpatwɔ kɔ bi a onim mbrɛ no mu anaasɛ onim applications no mu na ɔntumi mboa wo don't say online mete borɔfo kakra metumi ayɛ na later ɔmo de aba sɛ wamfa wei anka wo wamfa wei anka wo wamfa wei anka wo sɛ 10 days na ɔmo de ma wo ɛpa ho a then that's it ɛno ane sɛ ɔmo ka kyerɛ wo sɛ ɛnde break abam because wentumi amfa nneɛma wei amba because they asked for it and you were not able to give them the required information. It's important say you better share sign my way. Yeah.
Okay. Lawyer Eunice, big yeah, back your main topic, but near okay, no one thing. Certain working days now they mouth to provide evidence, of any type of application at all. Say ebani say na yes no sa email no. Na maybe one of the document no may not be possible within the time given now.
Yeah.
Or now also to make catch a home office. MBA now you are in the process of obtaining that document, but
Yeah.
then it end to mean you're ready within that
Mm.
10 days. Yes, a critical grace period near the amount. And no, sir, then also
Usually it's discretionary. I always say it is something that some way to me I'm more time so pencil so farm out. So
okay.
it's discretionary. So if they say okay yeah amount 10 days now so one farm back they can say of course because it's an invalid application no yeah it's
Oh,
a administrative fee na yeah they can amount and I say because 10 days nipa ho nti with us no we will not accept say you've made the application in time nti it depends of course so wobɛtumi anya within the 10 days yeah even better but so when to me and now we request for more time now more to me more time yeah then I'm say so when to me amount more time ne dia and then na and no what do you say see what you so I say ready now we so me yeah ne then
or
but
miracle or some
yeah,
miracle happen. No. Now,
Yes.
thank you very much. Now, wait to me actually mo say ya for na for se mo share ya fe no abeka ye ho a ye will BWF Solicitors for legal hours so with manyeti. Ye studio ha ayeshipa nkomo na eba messages eba. Mesra mo mbomode na mo share dodo na aba so nyina na agima o say better and advisable to see a lawyer before making an application. Application ni bebre o ha wo ho ene ya na megye di say de bia usua ade. So sometimes you want to test your pulse say o ade a mesua me apply hwe say be ye a and don't worry at all. BWF solicitor said don't worry. Wode eno nti na omo kire amanfo omo kire ade yi na obi entumi ngina ne na so eno nkire say lawyer adwuma ne be san o da bi lawyer adwuma ne de wo hafi bo na mmom wetumi a ye wo application no na afei wadwen ye wo ntanta say application ma ye mom na nso no me gide say one or two things bi ebetumi a kire ma adwen a mehu no BWF solicitors say fabra o de fa sa application na wa ofo say wa ye no fabra o manga so betumi ahwem na o ma hye say bibia esipi na afei no answer wa submit. In fact, they are there for the community. One thing na omo bi omo dwuma say bra no omo mboa wo. Enti no sa is one of their services omo offer abribia. Mo amaba so nyame nhya Margaret Edu Jemfi nyame nhya kindly share this video for free legal advice. Nyame nhya papa na najimai na najimai. Me won say wo bubu kube mu wo Ghana. Wa be lande ana mayehu sam yo dodo na ekwase wa monko so sister Dorcas good morning and pay tiliduma jina edu say chese edina ekukwa misremo mombo modiana mo hye na ebusua no entre ne yenkolo Eunice majimre na emom afei na yebeka ye main topic no ebusua for the moment we introduce the main topic ne yebe bisa question kakra na after that no na afei maybe a telephone lines no na wetumi nso afre wetumi afre ebisa question fine say nye topic na ebesua no nso na ho bi question so a ye wo ho ema mo sa nso na say embia bebia wo no emre ema o kwan say frɛ anase untumi nkasa a wobetumi eja voice note say edu time na me de sa information ni nyina eba begu na mese ba begu e de ama lawyer Eunice mimbi so sisi ano in live to remain no ɛwɔ hɔ bebree nanso yɛwɔ different live to remain ɛnɛ deɛ a yɛpɛ sɛ yɛhwɛ yi ɛmbia na meyɛ adult nti mebisa sɛ can I apply to for leave to remain as an adult having lived in the UK less than 20 years. Niente maybe some question say you himself MRP no yes yo what na private life 20 years private life 20 years what me application near start your mama or tot ni nyina so no ya kan wansem be gina evidence obet to me excuse me obet me dey atre na ya mausa ya can say leave no na wetumi atena ase na sometimes na ebi mo nso no otwen honhom no ya na 20 years na wayi ntem bi obi atwa we hu say metwa ade na mekominim onyine nso ka me ntem try say menya 20 de menkɔ try we be say menkɔ try me memre menkɔ try me luck ana metumi a try ahwɛ sɛ ayembia home office nire be fi kra say ye 20 years na obehu no say ye 20 years na o de ama me ana enti na ene no maybe so metumi I apply for leave to remain as an adult having lived in the Chrome High UK abonten so no less than 20 years and maybe that was a loophole bi hye ho dear no so na even if that is possible now e dey important nyoma be na o say me ya metumi agina so na me dey yes application ti meja ma no wa cheche mu a question na eba no na me bisa na ekọ mpacho adaroma
Patrio. Medasi bebre. Into yeah, topic no is not one of our usual topics that yeah, but saying what mu no, of course, so what's not UK Chrome ha unim say when yin kakra because of course we penimu and say we di more than 18 in see oh she say over to me enyan krata wo Chrome ha na and say what's not Chrome ha na only a year ekunu mba na wohwɛ ɛkwan foforɔ bi so a wode betumi atena kurom ha because wonni nkrataa. Usually time no yɛbɛka sɛ ɛndeɛ yɛnyɛ application no based on your private life, and home office usually no wohwɛ yɛ immigration rules na ase a it is based on either say akwadaa no atena ha by the age of, let's say, before they were 18 and they've lived there continuously for at least 7 years. And I said, akwadaa no koraa mpo no ɔbaa ha when they were less than 18, but yɛbɛtumi aka sɛ we did less than 25 there. And there's ultimate kyerɛ sɛ watena hanom for more than half their life. And most times sɛ nipa korɔ no ɛntena ha more than half of their life there, and deɛ ɔmo bɛka sɛ ɛndeɛ sɛ otumi kyerɛ sɛ watena ha 20 years ansa na yɛtumi ama no nkrataa. But say ebia nipa korɔ no ɔntena ha more than half ne life ne dea, then we are saying say, is it possible say saa nipa yi ebetumi ayɛ application wɔ mberɛ a ɔntena ha the full 20 years na. And that is something that of course they've also made relevant in your Appendix Private Life. Nti meka sɛ nkurɔfo a ebi a wɔadi 18 anaasɛ wɔyɛ less than the age of 25 no nso, they are considered to be adults. Nti wɔn nso saa no, they can make an application based on their private life if wɔn bɛtumi akyerɛ sɛ wɔn atena ha for more than half their life. Ɛno kyerɛ sɛ ebi a nipa korɔ no sisi a wɔadi 20, time a ɔbaa kurom ha no na wɔadi 8 years old. Into 8 years old sisi a wɔadi 20, it means sɛ wabɛtena ha at least 12 years. Into 12 years no is more than 8 years. Into ɛno no saa no yɛbɛka sɛ watena ha more than half ne life. Ɛno no saa no, then we are saying sɛ saa nipa wei because watena ha more than half ne life no, obetumi meet requirements no under PL 4.1 no to show say ampa wetumi atena kurom ha more than half ne life. Nti ɔpɛ sɛ ɔtumi gye 2.5 ne bi na ɔde hwɛ ne how far. And then of course after a period of at least 5 years, unim sɛ saa nipa wei a ɔsɛ wenya more than 18 but less than 25 no, obetumi enya indefinite leave to remain as long as they've shown said they've lived in the UK lawfully for a period of at least 5 years. When it comes to obi a ebi a ɔyɛ obi a yɛnka ne sɛ ɔyɛ panimu, nti ebi a sisi a wɔadi 40 but ɔntena ha for that 20-year period. Of course ɔyɛ more than 18 years old sɛnea mbra no ɛreka, and ɔhwɛ sɛ obetumi ayɛ biribi afa ne nkrataa no ho ana, still na ɔnwareeɛ anaasɛ still na ɔnni ba a ɔhwɛ no anaasɛ ɔne mba ɛwɔ kurom ha a obetumi aka sɛ ɔyɛ application no based on ɔmo. Nti is it possible sɛ saa nipa wei betumi ayɛ nkrataa ɛde atena kurom ha ana? Nti usually no sɛ wohwɛ yɛ private life appendix na yɛ private life appendix PL 5.1 no says sɛ obi atena ha continuously for less than the 20 years na yɛreka ho asɛm na, and there sɛ otumi kyerɛ sɛ there are very significant obstacles to saa nipa no continuing ɔmo life no ɛwɔ kurom na ɔmo firi so baeɛ no. Nti sɛ woka sɛ there's nsensanso anaasɛ nneɛma bi ɛwɔ hɔ a ɛbɛtumi ayɛ nsensanso ama wo na wontumi ɛnsan nkɔ wo kurom na wofiri di a, ɛndeɛ ɔmo pɛ sɛ ɔmo hu those significant obstacles no, na at least sɛ wobɛtumi akyerɛ ɔmo saa evidence ne deɛ a, ɛndeɛ ɔmo bɛtumi aka sɛ ampa saa asomasi nsɛm no a ɔreka no ɛyɛ nokorɛ saa. And the caseworker is always minded anaasɛ ɛyɛ sɛ ɔtumi kyerɛ sɛ wɔtumi ahwɛ saa nipa wei ne right to private life, because yɛnim sɛ under yɛ Article 8 European Convention to Human Rights, no, every person has that right to family life and private life. Into the only family now depend on your private life there. And there is someone to make sure say in since one wo can say of course almost I share those obstacles no I compare I share the fact that wabɛtena ɛkurom ha illegally for a period of time nti ɛno no saa no na ɛyɛ sɛ ɔmotumi ɛma wo ho kwan sɛ wobɛtumi atena ɛkurom ha ɛno na ɔmofrɛ no proportionality test nti sɛ wo so nsensansoɔ bi wɔ hɔ a ɛnde ɛyɛ sɛ ɔmohwɛ sɛ saa nsensansoɔ no does it outweigh saa wo asetena no a wo so wabɛtena kurom ha a wonni asetena a wode tena kurom ha does it outweigh it nti examples of obstacles ne anything you most of the time no like I said when it comes to obstacles no and yet in your simple na almost ebia the fact that unkonye juma because ebia wokɔ hɔ nom a wonye juma nti unye juma e wo krom obi anim say ye krom Ghana yi, so graduate krampa ye den ma wo ye ejuma na obi a wonko school it's even 10 times worse nti they don't see employment issue as a significant obstacle.
Oh.
Nti sɛ woka sɛ ebi a wonkɔyɛ adwuma a ɛno no ɛnhyɛ da ɛnyɛ significant obstacle. Anaasɛ woka sɛ wonni family biara ɛwɔ hɔ nti ɛno no saa no nso sɛ wonni family biara koraa mpo ɛwɔ hɔ nso so a they don't see that as very significant obstacle.
Mm.
Of course wobɛtumi akɔ kuro foforɔ bi so akɔsua adeɛ akɔyɛ deɛ ɛsɛ sɛ woyɛ nti to them no that is not a significant obstacle.
Mm.
Anaa koraa mpo sɛ woka sɛ wontena hɔ for ebia for the past 10 years of your life wonkɔ wo kurom nti UK kurom ha pɛ ɛna wonim for the past 10 years and also saa no they don't see it as very significant obstacle nti they want something which will be to say a detriment to wo a wo say wote kurom ha and the fact that wontumi ɛnsa ɛnkɔ back nti nneɛma no bi ɛbɛtumi ayɛ sɛ the fact sɛ ebia because of your sexual orientation nti ebia sɛnea wokaeɛ LGBT no nti woyɛ gay there's no way a wobɛtumi akɔ wo kurom because wo kurom no ɛhɔ ara na ɔmo ka kyerɛ wo sɛ because wobɛyɛ saa nneɛma wei a yɛde wobɛto prison ebia wakɔda prison mu koraa mpo da because of nneɛma na woyɛ no nti ɛnyɛ ade a wobɛtumi asan akɔ back to wo kurom no nti ɔmo hu no as very significant obstacle. Maybe sad deɛ of course there are reports on countries that do not accept LGBT rights. Nti ɛno no saa no they would go ahead and say because it is a very significant obstacle no nti yɛbɛtumi ɛde some parameters at home because of the fact say because it will outweigh the fact that ebi our sitting ne enye papa nti yɛbɛtumi ama ho kwan sɛ of course wobɛtumi adaso atena ɛkurom ha anaa koraa mpo sɛ it could be sɛ baabi a wofiri no ntɔkwa ɛɛkɔ hɔnom nti there's no way a wobɛtumi asan akɔ back because ɛno nso saa no ɛbɛtumi ayɛ nsonsansoɔ ama wo because ntɔkwa no ebi a wahwɛ for the past 5 years ni ɛda so ɛɛkɔ so menim sɛ currently in Niger coup no atake over and we don't know how long it is going to go on for nti biribi saa no because of ɛno no ntumi ɛnsa nkɔ back to Niger because of their AACC ɛwɔ kurom hɔ ɛno nso bɛtumi ayɛ example and then it could be that ebia wayare and wo yareɛ no ɛho treatment no ɛboɔ den ɛwɔ kurom na wofiri nti ebia akɔba ne sɛ wobɛhia treatment over a long period of time
Mhm.
ebetumi higher dialysis, I bet to me higher cancer. It could be a treatment where the treatment will be going on for a long period. Nti say ebi a wo kasa wo krom na wo free no. Enya ade a omoma wo free. Sɛ wotumi atua ho ka. Sɛ wokɔ back there a ɛndeɛ ɛyɛ ade a wobɛwu because ɛnyɛ ade a wobɛtumi atua ka for treatment na ɔmode ɛɛma wo. Nti sɛ wobɛtumi akyerɛ sɛ ebi a ɛboɔ no for treatment na ɛwɔ me kurom no ɛyɛ 5 million. 5 million no menkoya ne ɛndɛ ɛnya ne ɔkyena. It means sɛ mekɔ na mentumi anya treatment ne de a mewu. Nti ɛno no saa no akɔba ne saa no nti ɛyɛ sɛ motumi ɛma me ho kwan sɛ mɛtumi atena kurom ha agye treatment no sɛnea mɛtumi anya asetena ɛwɔ kurom ha. Nti these are some of the examples a wobɛtumi ama because in terms of the balancing exercise ne deɛ yɛnim sɛ when it comes to section 117 B of Nationality Immigration and Asylum Act no deɛ they will have certain regards to what is in the public interest. Nti there are certain things that, for instance, sɛ woatena ha 20 years now wonni nkrataa almost is not in the public interest into no sano uni krata into your stay is precarious and no sano uni krata dia better than I can say almost share and no as being your main basis for having lived to remain in the UK. And see, they want to know say wow what's the wabatina a chrome have 20 years no what's a bro focus no and you are well integrated in the UK. And of course, say what's the kasa no so you are not a burden to the states into one public funds and now say one sikana buying sikano be. Into they want to know say ampa what Batina has that 20 years and you've integrated well in the UK life into you've sort of made the UK your home. Your culture is now, I mean, the UK British culture. Into yeah, FI UK hono dear, they can see say you've assimilated yourself into the culture and everything, and of course you'll be able to stay here over that 20-year period. In doing that balancing act, they are definitely looking at the fact that yes, of course, what I say, what not had 20 years, but if I say when you who say what's your bro for casano, and you've been able to show say one J sikana yedema and kofa to me and shada and share hono into no sano. So oh kase yes ampa nsensansoɔ bi wɔ hɔ a ɛbɛma na ayɛ difficult ama me sɛnea menkɔ me kurom na mefiri na ɛno nso saa no na ɔmo ahwɛ mu because their case laws also to do with the fact sɛ ɛyɛ yare a wontumi mfa just any yare bia ɛnto hɔ it has to be serious enough a wɔka sɛ saa yare no woanya ho treatment a ɛndeɛ wobɛwu nti ɛno no saa no there's a high threshold when it comes to medical grounds. No, it's not as simple as saying, say, me wa yare we nti because ni boy de nti me to me come from. It has to be such that it is so serious, say, when to me who treatment are ube from. Into that is how they do the balancing act when it comes to some of these cases. No, it's of course I know say there will be questions that may pop up for in ebia almost say matena ha 10 years ebia I'm 20 years na nyam bae ɛbɛyɛ dɛn na metumi akyerɛ sɛ ampa 20 years ne mbaeɛ no metumi anya nkrataa de atena akurom ha and of course you have to show if there are any obstacles ɛbɛyɛ nsensanso no ama wo a wo sɛ wote kurom ha wopɛ sɛ wotena kurom ha afebɔɔ no they want to know say ampa sɛ ɛba ne sɛ ɔmo yi wo efiri kurom ha de a ɛndeɛ you will be at risk anaasɛ you will not be able to integrate in wo kurom na wo sɛ wo firi so no ɛɛba nti these are some of the factors they consider in terms of saa application a nipa no ɛbɛyɛ.
La Eunice, wakyekye mu ama na ayɛ me dɛ. Yo, na o kano question bi ana obviously we personal experience bi. Na
Yeah.
me ka be see ana ebebisa some of evidence ni bi nso obetumi dey account say if it's possible. And say few years back no obi bɛsi me nya akonya ne akwanya de Westminster ekuo bi wɔ Westminster ɔmo di kyerɛ sɛ very significant ekuo bi wɔ Westminster ɛyɛ adwuma na me ne nkrataa but adom ɛna mekɔ pie hɔ na me ne ɔmo yɛ adwuma obi bɛsi me yɛ me make impact ɛwɔ saa kuo no ma kyerɛ sɛ ɔmo nsi me fam memfa ne saa. Enti no menni nkrataa no abere biara ekuo no 3 times in a year no yɛkɔ abroad kuro different for training for excursion for exhibition for whatever na yɛasan aba na da biara yɛka sɛ mebɛse ne yɛnkɔ a no wobɛseɛ no madɔɔgye because menim sɛ me nan sisi fam na ɛno na ɛmoa panin baako frɛ sɛ adɛn na meba me ne ɔmo ayɛ adwuma almost 12 years na da biara fe biara yɛkɔ baabi a mesi daabi kyerɛ sɛ menya excuse de ama ɔmo obi pɛ mu ka nokorɛ asɛ na sɛ nka woka kyerɛ me sɛ yɛ nkrataa sɛ woka kyerɛ yɛ anka yɛbɛtumi atwerɛ letter anaa yɛbɛtumi ama wo sɛ woyɛ very important to this community nti no yɛka sɛ kofi a ɛbɛha adwen anaa Eunice me nsɛm a meka sɛ yɛtɔli onukuro meka nyinaa ne sɛ ɛmbia na evidence a wokan me a menyɛ LGBT me a ntɔkwa nsi me kurom ɛmbia na yare kakra bi bɛnyɛ that so significant but
Mm.
the voluntary work be ɛma community na menim sɛ kurom ha deɛ when it comes to the community involvement na ɔmo nsi wo fam enti no
Mm.
council na ehu sɛ kai meyɛ adeɛ ma community no medin wɔ baabiaa ayɛn bia ɔmo nso bɛtumi de letter bi ana statement bi ana biribi aka ho sɛ ɔse mesi ɔyɛ very important person ana person anaasɛ ɔyɛ nneɛma wɔ community no yɛka sɛ ɔnkɔ fie a ɛbɛma yɛn nso yɛn ho bɛkyerɛ yɛn kakra biribi saa ɔmo bɛtumi de biribi saa aka ho application no ho ana.
It's amazing, say at least to me, yeah, be within the community, and I think say it's commendable because of course say but hana one make yourself involved in other things. They don't look at you favorably. Like I said, they want to see how well you've integrated. So what's a brofo kasano pair a sika oh yeah one kasawadi. They like things like that, and this like I said, commendable because obviously, and no, 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 Munim said you've integrated well into the British culture.
Mm,
And when it comes to Yama almost yeah, almost say they have to make sure say a significant and I say is very serious obstacle. Into no no sano. Of course, the organization can add a letter to say your input and say the things that you do because I know people are almost yeah sorry they are very hands on when it comes to volunteering within their church and also within charities and all of that. And see, and also I know it goes a long way. You can definitely get a letter from them to say that you've been helpful or you've played this role within the community and you are somebody who is seen as valuable within that shall I say association and access her group, it's very good to be able to get letters from these various places because those are also seen as official sources. I won't be to me, Bawabaso. But when it comes to the significant obstacles, and no a completely different test. Into no sano, you are looking at the fact say, ebia, wo chrome na wo free swa, wo kasa to me and san biom no wei ne wei na ɛsi wɔ hɔ anaasɛ wei ɛna ɛyɛ wɔ a wontumi nkɔ wo kurom nti
mm,
that is completely separate from the fact say you've integrated well into your British culture anaasɛ your British way of life nti
mm,
ɛno no saa no you have to provide those letters from the organizations but also evidence of medical issue no and
Mm.
say evidence of inyama o say esi wo krom into say o say we obi a we LGBT na wo krom no accept wo dia and there of course uh, prove evidence that you are indeed LGBT into
No, 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 no. Then I'll never proof like you
of
say.
course if you have a partner in this country
This
and now say
is
you've
a partner.
girlfriend or boyfriends or
Eh,
you are saying yes, you can provide evidence of your current partner by way of your messages, pictures,
eh,
letter from your partner.
uh,
You can also provide evidence of the fact, say, when it
mm,
comes to maybe your previous partner, this is how you were,
okay.
and now, of course, there's no way I over to me. I'll call Chrome because say, Enna, because ɔmo ngye ndi no nti there's no way a wobɛtumi practice saa lifestyle no ɛwɔ
Okay.
saa ɛkuro hɔ nti you can go through your evidence.
Yes.
Um,
Obi is a question. Let me say. I mean, when it comes to spirituality, how do we even prove that? Or say, ono no obetu kwan no, owie a ebusia gold, right?
uh-huh.
Ejapade ɛna ɔde tuu kwan. Nti ebusua no huu sɛ wɔawie agyapadeɛ no, yɛkaa sɛ ɔmfa mbra but na watɔn ɛna ɔde baeɛ. Na
Yeah.
ebusua no atwe ara sɛ ɔmfa mbra ɔno nso ne nan ntintim hɔ nti adwuma no nkakra nkakra
Mhm.
ɔno ara na ɔde hwɛ no ho. Ɛna ɔse
Yeah.
ebusua no abɔ ne dua. Ebusua no abɔ ne dua sɛ ne nan si Ghana abɔnten so a da no a ɔbɛwu.
Hey.
Obisa say how can he evidence this because ɛno kora nti ama osuro sɛ ɔbɛforo plane ɛde akɔ ne kurom na me si na kurom ha deɛ yɛn saa spiritual nneɛma yi menim how to evidence that o.
Of course.
Sɛ biribi na ebusua ankasa na a wowɔ mu no woayɛ biribi na ebusua no ankasa ɛrehwehwɛ wo koraa akye wo ato mu anaasɛ biribi a sɛ wowɔ evidence of that a ɛno nso wobɛtumi ayi so because sɛ woka sɛ bi a nation no but in this case na nyɛ nation no a wobɛtumi aka sɛ ɛne wobɛtumi akɔtena kuro foforɔ so but wo ebusua no a wowɔ a wowɔ ebusua a wodɔm no ɛwɔ Ghana no ɔmo se ɔmo hu a sei na ɔmo de bɛyɛ nti ɛno saa no can you also use that?
Of course, when it comes to I don't think that two wrongs make a right
Okay.
because wakoria idea any say wuria.
Uh-huh.
Nti wokɔka kyerɛ case worker ne sɛ me na makɔwie adeɛ no o nti hwɛ adeɛ a ɔmo ɛka kyerɛ me because makɔwie a efie gyapadeɛ. I
Mm,
mean, even telling the story to the case worker is like,
that case.
how do you want them to even side with you and not say favor you because one kasa no wakodi bone and na obi so
Uh,
ejina no so aka say because of bone way a wakodi nti yeah me making sure say wo drew chrome high there yeah
uh-huh.
ma unjina kra and no kra I don't think say you will even feel right in yourself to go and tell a case worker this because one kasa who say what could bone
Uh,
nti me in there, I would have said to the person, and they're trying with 20 years now, at least, yeah, application because one person wouldn't himself could do bonnet. Now,
mm.
oh, try so over explaining now more favor, and sister, on one favor that, and see,
So
view.
it's only for a while. It's just a way of acting na ɛno nkyerɛ sɛ mbia saa na ɛte bɛ mbia na for the people listening to us ne say mbia na bibi pɔten bi a lawyer Eunice mbɔ so a wohwɛ a ɛno nso ebetumi ayɛ a bit of a significance for the case nti a mekeka nsɛm bi say na just to open your mind to think
Yeah,
outside the box because ɛnyɛ biribiara na wobɛtumi anya saa na yɛka LGBT you still have to prove sɛ nokorɛ woyɛ bia na abusua no ɛmpɛ nti no wokɔ a wonnim the life you are going to live there nneɛma de sɛ home office no wayɛ no ho sɛ biribi a wobɛka no Omo nka sɛ yɛagye atom a na ɔmo ngye ntom. Nea ɔmbɛka ne sɛ saa na woka de a, bɛkyerɛ sɛ ɛte saa. Wotumi kyerɛ sɛ ɛte saa de a, na ɔmo pene so a, ɛno ara no. Na saa kyerɛ no a yɛde bɛkyerɛ ɛyɛ evidence no, ɛno na ɛyɛ a na ayɛ problem to some of us a yɛnhu. Wobɛhu sɛ ade no wɔ hɔ ankasa, but how to evidence it no, na ayɛ problem. Nti sɛ wotete ntensɛm bi si a, wode to wo ho fo na afei na wate na wowɔ botae bi sɛ you are about to make such an application a, then na watoto w'anam mu yie so woahu adeɛ no. Sɛ LGBT ɛ na wabɛkɔpɛ bi na agya woastart ne ne yɛ lɔbi na afei deɛ motoa so wɔ hɔ a na mokɔ. Nti Eunice, mɛda wo ase yie na afei mɛbie telephone lines na I know sɛ there are a few questions around, but mɛbie telephone lines no na dodo na wopɛ sɛ wobisa concerning this or any other immigration nsɛm, family law nsɛm ade no, akwanya ɛda hɔnom a wobɛtumi ebisa na lawyer Eunice eyi wo mmoa. So the studio lines a yɛyi so no ɛnsesa yɛ sɛ wonim a ɛyɛ 0208 1231016 anaasɛ 0739920848. Bɔmmɔden na frɛ sisia na bisa wo question no na yɛnkɔ anim. Afei nso no wobɛtumi nso twɛn obi afrɛ miss call, but why am I getting it miss call? Sɛ wobɛtumi asan try biom. Ɛna afei nso no wopɛ sɛ wogya voice note ɛwɔ WhatsApp number. Please, WhatsApp only. If you call that number na ya na o friend WhatsApp na interrupt me program no, but just WhatsApp the message only na fabra mebo ama e was 07596620 jam message no just very short na ya bo e de amount. Now more question back bi wa ha e nua be ma Derek Yeboah or say hello lawyer, please, what are the pros and cons of having limited leave to remain with recourse to public funds? Not just say limited leave and wasa usan kwaji kweku nti uji kweku a e won sunsun bi e ma o da chi anasa yimbia o kwa extend wo leave na particular Eunice insensan bi wo so.
And so when it comes to recourse to public funds, I know say a lot of people want to be able to at least get benefits from the government. No, say ABI or mama 2.5 because most 2.5 years I'm on the man or chrome hano. It is without recourse to public funds. Into no sano. Na sɛ wotumi kyerɛ sɛ ɛnyɛ ade a wobɛtumi ahwɛ wo ho ne wo mba ne with just the little money you are making and I say unye adwuma nkrɔfo na ɛboa ho nti wopɛ sɛ wonya recourse to public funds na case worker no ama akwangya sɛ ma ɔmo mfa saa recourse to public funds no ɛnto so nti ɛno no saa no sɛ ɔmo ma wo saa access to public funds deɛ a and there of course asetena no you continue to get it as long as you meet ɔmo parental and subsisting relationship requirements na now say as long as you are able to continue meeting that genuine and partner relationship. In no sano, the fact that you are not able to meet the financial requirements no and say you will not be given another 2.5 years, you will still be given 2.5 years just like anybody else. But somebody who is on the let's say public fund route no, baby because on to me and meet the threshold for financial requirements no. It's or no other that's why I was 10-year route no because on to me and meet that financial requirement. Into no sano so person switch here to me switch because you haven't been able to show so over to me and meet financial maintenance requirements. Nti ɛno no saa no sɛ woyɛ 10-year route no there then you can continue to remain on the 10-year route due to wo benefits na wogye no but sɛ wopɛ sɛ wo switch to the 5-year route no deɛ a ɛnde sɛ wotumi kyerɛ sɛ wo sika no deɛ ɛbɛtumi aso deɛ government no ɛɛpɛ no nti that is also one of the should I say the cons about being on public benefits there are not too many should I say disadvantages
Mm.
to receiving the public funds unless
Mm.
you be a or person OJ
Okay.
5 year route no, then you say so definitely that will be a disadvantage to me going on the 5 year route. But mainly conform person much there they are able to take it as long as they can show say more income no less than expenses are more tiatia kind of.
Okay, yo, Lois near that say, what me a church mu into details, pa, until any ma Derek, and me did the same. What ya say ye, money prepare, good morning, sister, good morning too. Raman and Nasa, wa sursa, Jamaica lobby, no, say no, and Anna, and Anna, it's a greetings to you, or see evidence of death threat, which is really good. It was evidence, no say, omo threat, say, who wo nan sii saa abɔnten no so a wɔwie yɛ a no a wowɔ saa evidence no nyinaa krakye fa ka ho na wonnim deɛ ɛbɛsi yɛwɔ kɔla ɛwɔ ahoma no so mpakyɛ kafra sɛ wogyina so akyɛ wokasa frame yɛnte wo nka.
Morning. Pratia family, Coco Jones, Mr. Alfred, London.
Good morning brakwe
Morning. What is it?
adom nko a
Okay.
nso
But tell me what lawyer, question be the lawyer.
okay
Me the visitor and the back home and
okay
me visit me visa no here for some time and nyaminta the me share EU ni
uh-huh.
and me nya me krata as
Okay.
a me BRP as a EU family member. Until
Okay.
Brexit in a buyer no.
Uh-huh.
And yes, sir, me card and they call settled status,
Okay.
indefinite leave to remain.
Okay.
Yeah, but let there be a count on it. Say after 12 months, let me apply for nationality. But many madam for big was say no because my overstay this year my train the 10 years. Until na me who until na me visa lawyer say a bit my church say. Minya EU settled status indefinite leave to remain. Met me they apply for nationality and
Sɛ ɛhɔ character wei wɔ hɔ nti no lawyer Eunice bɛkyerɛkyerɛ mu neɛ wadamfo no ka no sɛneɛ teɛ nti no lawyer Eunice sɛ wonya wo indefinitely how many years ni
me after just
like
after Brexit,
settle status how
Yeah,
many
settled
years ni
status, Minya no 2021.
na kyerɛ sɛ 2 years mu yo lawyer Eunice mpakyɛ wobɛtumi ama yɛn bra yi advice on that kakra.
Okay, and see, I know, sir, what your friend is saying is in regards to good character requirements and see, so we share British Nationality Act now. So person naturalize it as a British citizen now. Almost person who say, of course, you have capacity to apply as an adult, and then also you are able to meet the good character requirements and your residence requirements as well as English language life in the UK test and also. So it is to say it will be be a onye boni be a to me age so aka say because of boni we are ninti yeah ma yeah citizenship na say British citizenship into no no it includes nkorfo ba ha without immigration status and I say nkorfo ba ha with visitor's visa but ọmụ bɛtena mu kyerɛ yɛn ansa na ɔmo nya nkrataa nti ɔmo no yɛ overstayers and since last year no they also updated ɔmo good character requirement guidance to say yes previously we made it known say wobu yɛn mbra no bi na wobɛtena kurom ha kyɛ without nkrataa anaasɛ woba hanom without nkrataa deɛ yɛbɛhwɛ sɛ wobɛtumi akyerɛ sɛ woatena kurom ha for a lawful period of 5 years deɛ a ɛndeɛ yɛbɛtumi akyerɛ sɛ ampa because of the fact sɛ woatena ha lawfully before a wo nsa ɛbɛka wo indefinite no nti yɛbɛma wo saa akwangya no to make the application for nationality nti they will disregard wo immigration status in terms of the time now owning krata. And so they've obviously updated their guidance to make sure that the 10-year rule is no longer applicable. And see, before no, it's not a chrome ha without nkrata, and I say uba hanum without nkrata. They will say so train 10 years from the time home office be who say oh be yan sitting and answer when yan sitting e will chrome ha before I will to me or naturalization. But now they've said they will disregard that time if you can show say what's not her lawfully for that 5-year period and son definitely not. So that is
Okay.
you can go ahead and make the application.
Yo, ain't no say lawfully 5 years, Nadia, no more 10 years. So bet me aye application. Papa, say oh yeah, so now I been children wa Miss Robo Modian Paco lawyers no. I feel so no so koya, obey here B1 no, na B1 no so dear. Ya no abe ho Katie for abe home and yet na ya guide of a fair na wa could try not to say one second will be a British passport and why. Yo, order for one who must so me and tonka, Patoka say frame me and tonka.
Yeah, Pastor, make us free meeting kings.
Okay.
Yeah, and Pastor, lawyer Eunice Mihiamwa, lawyer Eunice Maxna Krumwa, Minyam is Zambran, no 5 years about, and the same is pele for status. Na paper application, no drew baby, and I'm not quite sure, Pastor Mihiamwa, section 3, no. And in section 8, I'm fine applicable to me because me I'm in Zambia and may pre-settle a social account. Now 5 meaning now couple my 5 years. Now section 3 and section 8, it looks like almost the same. That me you're sure about applicable to me, but it's not.
Hey,
It's passing. Section 3 passing.
Section 3 is which of these describes you? I am a person with Zamrano right to reside and I have been resident in the UK for continuous qualifying period of 5 years or more, or such as a person, or immediately before that in another eligible category under EU settlement scheme. This is under Section 3 and Section 8. You also say, and if you rely on being continuous resident in UK, where relevant, Island of Man in another eligible category under EU settlement scheme before or since you were a person with Zamano right to reside, please provide the details below.
Okay, so under section 3, no, they are just asking for which category you want them to look at into say ABA. You are saying say you've had that derivative right for the past 5 years. You're just going to take say you've had that Zambrano right to reside and you are making your application for settled status based on that. Meaning say now that's now what 2.5 years. If you had
No.
okay.
Zambrano and a pre-settle.
Okay, so Zambrano, which is the derivative right, and Sana, yeah, the EU settlement scheme ne eba.
That's right.
It's the same thing. Until you just go for the first option. Say you've had a Zambrano right to reside for the past 5 years or more.
All right, okay. Yeah. But that's
Yeah.
it, very well.
yes, that's it, Papa. Why share program? Me who say what share?
Maya, what am I?
Me who yes, me share system ni mo. Me who ma obviously my crack your phone, na crack your Facebook page na so me who say what share. Enti no.
Maya, we are bad, pa. We are bad, pa. What am
Enti
I?
share, what dey share my ni enko yini.
Yo.
Why? Nyame nshra. Bye bye. Yes, odofo wa homa so mfa cho kasa frame yente wonka.
Hello, good morning, my
Good morning.
I can be say, so be 10 years, or be on 10-year route, and so I can't be na or to okoye ne yana because may biometric ne buy no. Yamami up to 24, up to 2024, but me 10 years, so a bit due this year.
Mami, say won dantie yen so ho. O kasa frame.
Oh, me catch up from Streatham.
straight time. So intent is biometric card na ne nyinaa bɛwu 2024 no yɛabɔ ho de rules in terms and then na wo tie yɛm ɛyɛ lawyer Eunice bɛyi wɔ ano but mesrɛ woahyɛ program sɛnea na wante ne ntam no hyɛ na obi foforɔ so nti wae
nti mepɛ sɛ lawyer Eunice sɛ me sɛ this time mɛwɔ sɛ meyɛ this year 2013 October September October nti time bɛ na wɔsɛ mekɔyɛ me indefinite nana.
Okay, Pacho, that when I was our first 2.5 no.
2013.
Okay,
October 2013.
Okay, so from October 2013, now we our first 2.5 year leave to remain there, and the October way, and now 10 years no, the best song. So making sure you go back
before 1 month before.
So what's it's not the 2024. Anna,
I said that, but no, Kokodanti, I'm pretty much time I was a no a year this year no.
Okay, my dress now will be said that when now over to me I hear indefinite no.
No, I make it minimum time at no one the bill 2024. Me better me who say it's say me 10 years the bill this year October no. I was saying before October now say after October.
Partially after October because October now 10 years no better. It's not based on the fact that what sitting on a October way. So what sitting October way there over answer na October na so.
Okay.
Won so nyame nhyira mami. Why? Na share my why? That's it. Yo, sane ye no na won so was standing na obi nso ensa aka. Yenhwe ne ye kono. Yo, your friend is Eunice. Say my main fat nansa na mre no so ana so. Odofo wa homa so na mbekan ade ama but odofo wa so mayente won kampacho.
Hello, Pacho, good morning.
Good morning,
Any lawyer Eunice. Pacho, some ho ye de.
Adomo nkwa wonso
Nyakopon adomo ye da maso eduma pa mo ye ma community no. Pacho, masama ni bisa lawyer Eunice no. It's not about pay asama mo discuss.
No problem at all.
Okay. Pacho, masam ni say who was settled status and after indefinite leave. Top person who call Dubai. Do you need a visa? Because also one more Ghana say no, they don't need a visa. So I'm just finding out.
Hey, sister, when you have holiday pass, hey, Dubai, here I come. And visa now, visa. Also, what 2.5? So
there be indefinite settled status.
Settled status. You.
For trying.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. You will definitely need to get a visa because, of course, when it comes to Nkofua or more Arab Emirates and now say any of those countries they definitely, even when they are coming into the UK, they need an ETAS, which is that electronic travel authorization visa normal EMA or mono. So so of course you need to check because you don't have just free will to just go to whichever country you want. It's you would need to check on their website, their embassy website, to be able to check whether you need to get that before you go. Don't assume say conform or Ghana, no, they don't need any visa. So you are also going to travel to Ghana without, you're going to travel to Dubai without a visa. Patro check it. And sana, wako do homo wakacha say na say woji and sana over. And I know say sometimes they can do it at the airports as well, but you need to check before you travel. And say patro check it.
Yes, that's it. So what's your program, Nadia?
Pacho I am a chair.
Hey, me who you?
And some who we did.
Me who pa share na dear me you so me tiko e de hwe wiem. Enti me who
What?
ni am e koso. Anyway, have a
What?
lovely day, why mommy.
You to have a
Yo,
wonderful weekend. Bye
yo,
bye.
yeah, that's it.
Right.
Sanya, you know. Obi bisa a fee, how much fee do you pay? Or say how much is application fee for indefinite leave to enter for a child? For a child. In terms say ne ba na or your application na mana la Eunice, bibi sa wo
Yeah.
ho.
Into when you're making entry clearance applications now, they usually have the fee higher than what you assume because usually no overshare no because it's charged in dollars ninety your bank will also charge you exchange rates no into by the time now overshare no now would swear more than the home office has put on their website. Into I always say when it comes to the home office fee in India is over 1,650 pounds. Just have that in mind because they will charge in dollars before it is obviously charged by your bank and all of that. Into just have that in mind. Say it will be more than what the UKVI have put on more websites now as application fee. No, into it will just be over 1,650 pounds for the application. And I know also you don't pay immigration health surcharge because it's an indefinite leave to remain application. And
Mm,
that's an indefinite leave to enter application.
okay.
Yeah.
Obi bisa asɛm no yɛ no pusu kakra ne sɛ kurom ha na ɔfa ne yere aba wabɛtena kurom a wayɛ adwuma atua tax kyerɛ sɛ wacontribute na afei ɔkɔfa ne yere aba wayɛ application wotumi sɛ ne yere beebia a ɔsɛ ofili bia ofili ama biribia nsi ne ho kwan sɛ yɛtumi de nkrataa ne ma no na ɔba wayɛ application wahwɛ ne yere anim a afe ɛna ɛkɔ still a ɔmo make decision anaa yɛmfa ama no ma ne mbɛkaa ne ho na mmom ne nua bɛrima a ɔno nso nya a yɛfrɛ ne sɛn care worker route yi bi ɛyɛ application ɛna ɔbaayɛ a bosome pɛ na ɔapply ma ne yere ɔapply ma ne yere a 2 weeks yɛde ama ne yere ma ɔkyena ne yere ne ba ɔse wadwene ho a ɔnte aseɛ na adɛn na migration fo anaa home office fo ɔmoyɛ saa ɔno a ɔwɔ ha no a wayɛ adwuma contribute atua ho kurom ha sika bebree no ɔno kɔfa ne yere aba 1 year nie ne yere no ntumi mbɛka ne nsa awɔ na ɛsan aba yi December awɔ yi ɛsan aba ɔsan bɛda ɔno nko ara saa biom na ne brada ɔbaa bosom yi a ne yere san ɛbɛka ne nsa less than 1 month to bisa saa dɛ na home office mesi sa wei deɛ menim ho hwee o anaa
Of course, I think say home office almost standard processing time. Say almost say ABA almost every application mo 12 weeks normal the empire.
yeah.
Usually that is the time. Say almost by chat, they will always send an email until they will always say ABI, your application hasn't been smooth, and I say it hasn't been one of our applications that we can look at within our standard period of time, and therefore we will try and make a decision as soon as possible. However, we are letting you know that we will need more time to make a decision. They will send something like that for you to know, say they will take more time than they need.
ɛno na wanya berɛ ɛna ɔse afe na ɛkɔ yi ɔhyɛ ase yi wada a wɔ mu akyɛ onim sɛ this year deɛ nka ɛmpare no na ne yere bɛba a still
Yeah,
yɛwɔ
it's
ɔnte
say almost up at that 12-week period now still now of course it's now more than 6 years, almost 1 year, dear, and he can go ahead and make a complaint.
complain
Yeah, home office have no, there's a complaint email, there's an online complaint form. So open say oh yeah, email no and also fill a form now over to me I sa complaint no on the home office website senya at least over to me I share their echo into once he's putting that complaint within a period of at least almost 20 working days no almost being no.
Yo, that's good. Menya okfrefro, but person me who say me ba training solicitor sister ba ko ani why ready anche bia after the caller no why ready a mema no so be my the English version of a summary of what we've learned so far and then no de abetu dwa my enti no onki kind of homa me kakra okola wa homa so mpacha o kasa frame me enti won kawai
we dey me patch me kata release your friend me osahene we dey a quick one and fa but information bi na me here some betumi aboa
yo
nya family emergency bi wo Ghana say me call week time. And the unfortunate thing is me share me Ghana passport no say awu last year but me British in the da ho last year me call and me call Ghana card ni bi na me nim say me tumi dey free akwa na say I me call a Ghana High Commission on betumi aye ama me fast and sister dey me online na
bra
oh ya akyem kakra
achiro kakra ba me so kakra meka e wo ho ansalo Eunice say eja emergency situation demands emergency circumstance na e can say resource ana enti no o person de Ghana de ekọ se ne be ya o ba na de bi hwan na ba na we be say ye nyina ye ni visa therefore visa ye yin free ho so ho ade no. But here is the case say wo ho akwaka ade ewu Ghana card minim say we the free head to kwan akwa I have no idea me nye bi da. But lawyer Eunice ba me ka say e kire so no say kwaji emergency visa na fakọ ana
visa no na me busa say no within 2 weeks me sabet me account free high commission na
from ho no
yeah
and the minimum omo nso mo adwuma yo no
because last year me nem kwala na economy kwaje visa ma yeah
hey inti se wenya na che se wontumi nkọ ana
only asem no
la Eunice mo abi wo hwa ebetumi de ama yembra
I mean, with emergency travel certificates, the fact say, say yeah, emergency no, then of course I think say they will be able to issue it within the 2 week period, depending on how soon over here sa application no. Into once you've made the online application for an emergency travel visa, I mean certificate there, they will be able to, I think, issue within that time. And the Ghana High Commission, at least now, almost say, almost it's our automated chat way, no advisors, no online. Into once you start talking to them, they will let you know the time scales, in which on way to me, I did certificates no amount. Into definitely go online to the Ghana High Commission website, have a chat with the automated way no now they will let you know the time skills, but I think say it should be doable within the 2 weeks.
you already am down one
Yeah.
Zano so ebegyina so na yato ye nuanom fo yeah we kita book mienu ne miensa ne anan no ewo mo just keep on checking and twa abra we upese wutu kwan no se ne ebi ye nyinansen abra ye we see ye nya ye giloto na ye se o ye fa ntwa ye ho ye nkwohwe no bia passport ewu keep checking, documents are here no. At least every 3 months, be now make a small notification be baby could be on your phone. Now put all these deadline note date, effort towards this date now amount you can say notification a month to your expiring date now I notify and I said 2 months to expiring now notify. We have all these on our phones back. Yɛte sika akɛse ne akɔtotɔ phones no nso some of these things nyinaa no ɛwɔ hɔ to help you wɔn nti na yɛtɔ expensive phones no na ayɛ ama wo sɛnea ɛbɛyɛ a wo nso wo remfi abra aba ne critical sɛ ɔsɛ otu kwan na wo passport ewu ɛha adwen paa trust me ɛha adwen nti no me invite yɛ sister training solicitor Annie say around that now my an English version of today's topic no answer na yede dwumadi no abɛwie.
for today was, can I apply for leave to remain as an adult having lived in the UK less than 20 years? So, yeah, we looked at Article 8 of the Human Rights, which basically says that there is a duty to protect your rights to family life and private life. So today, specifically, we were looking at private life, Appendix Private Life. So if you have, you moved to the UK and you've been here for some time, however, it's been less than 20 years, what can you do? We learn today that you can still apply for leave to remain. The threshold is that there have to be very significant obstacles that would prevent you from integrating back into your country where you're from. So that means that there has to be serious, very serious obstacles that would prevent you from integrating. So we looked at the private life guidance, and in the guidance, the Home Office has kind of put down certain factors which a caseworker should take into consideration when it comes to deciding on an application. So the first one is they have to look at the cultural background. And it states that if, for example, someone lives in a community, let's say the person is Ghanaian and they live in a Ghanaian community, they, let's say, they live with Ghanaians, they work with Ghanaians. If that is the case, it would be likely that the caseworker would state that the person would be able to integrate back into the community in Ghana because they live with Ghanaians. The caseworker would also look at how long the person lived in their country where they're from. So let's say they were born there, they lived there for a few years before they moved here. It's likely that they will be able to, integrate back into that community. And also, if they have family there, all of that will support the assertion that they'll be able to integrate back into that community. So what the caseworker would not look at is whether the person, for example, speaks the language of the country, or if they would face, for example, employment issues. As we know, many people in Ghana, for example, are not in employment. So that is not like a significant factor that a caseworker will take into consideration. So what is important is that going back, it has to cause like detriment to you. So one example is if, for example, you are homosexual, and obviously the Home Office knows certain countries which do not accept like LGBTQ rights. So if you're from such a country and right now you're in a relationship, for example, with someone of your same gender, that can be a good reason for you to stay here, because obviously if you would go back, that would cause detriment to you. It's important that you don't just state that you are a homosexual person, but that you'd also provide evidence. So, for example, pictures with your spouse, messages, anything that would just, back it up that you are in a homosexual relationship. If you're in a country where there is war right now, or you're from somewhere where you would face like mistreatment if you were to go back, you can rely on all of that to say that you should stay here for that reason. If you have any, like, if you're medically ill, it's important that you'd also provide evidence. So if you have medical records to show that you're seriously ill, that would be very useful for your application. And then, of course, you'd have to show that you have integrated into this society here in the UK. So you understand the language, you speak the language, you do not have recourse to public funds. And lastly, we also discussed that if, for example, you are volunteering, you're helping out, all of that will be useful. So if you could get like a letter from the organization that you're working with, that will help your case. So that is just a summary for today. Thank you.
Yo, thank you so much, Training Annie, about your submission na ode ama yɛn in the English version of today's program. Yɛbɛda wo ase yie. Dodoɔ no a mobaa so no nyinaa, nyame nhyira mo sɛ mambobɔ mu din a momfa nkyɛ me. Tricia Leodobil, yeah. So good morning, lawyer Eunice and Manya. Good morning to you. Manipra also represented and I say good morning, says Rama and so baso Derek Nana ito ahene dodo na ba so nyina nyame enka mo ho enda emidamasi ye say motumi share program no ama na ye very successful enti no ye de adwumedie no ebebe wi elo Eunice obema yen bibi kakra na de ahye kotodwom before we depart from here ana.
Yes, into my tea. Your program no, and then no, I know say and yeah, the usual, but in comfort bisa because ebi almost 20 years and so yeah, in some person who say bibi wo ho ana, into at least yama etiefu who say of course bibi wo ho, but this is the threshold you have to be able to meet in order to make such an application into of course da bi a yɛka sɛ ɛyɛ immigration nsɛm nko a na yɛdi ho adwuma nti sɛ wopɛ mberanimfoɔ a ɔyɛ family law anaasɛ at least civil matters bi a you can also come to us. Of course yɛde probate ne wills aka yɛ dwumadeɛ no a yɛyɛ no nso nti sɛ mopɛ sɛ mobɛhu yɛn a mobɛtumi afrɛ yɛ office line on 0208 493 7340. Wobɛtumi afrɛ yɛn ebuki appointment abɛhu yɛn. Sɛ wopɛ sɛ nso sɛ wopɛ sɛ woyɛ remote appointment a yɛbɛtumi ebuku wo either for Zoom anaasɛ yɛbɛtumi afrɛ wo WhatsApp so na yɛtumi ɛne wo akasa nti wobɛtumi afrɛ na yɛbuku wo for that scheduled slot. Wohwehwɛ yɛkyiri akwan nso so a yɛwɔ Seven Sisters London, fourth floor of Anna House, into fourth floor of Anna House, 214 to 218 Tottenham High Road, no so, Seven Sisters. Your postcode no N154NP, into N154NP. Sɛ wopɛ sɛ wofrɛ after yɛdwumadie anaasɛ out of office hours nso so a me number no yɛ 075 3581 3910.
Yo, lawyer Eunice, you better was ye mrene koye, you mrene de mrene be a becamba, nina in good wave. Into you better must say mutumi bas so. Nyame aduma otina the community and the law no so ebe baso. Na nyoma ye wo mamo no ye besa akire e wo honom. Sa ye bia me ntumi ambo message ana mambo audio na promise tomorrow I'll do so for you. Afen so no mombo modia na monko ye friend sen BWF Solicitors on my website no so. Like I said, no articles be brew ho and saying and no pay crab bakubia young papa Uncle Ben opposed to on that no about you can say me waro for better for worse but not my property not just say no for divorce divorce any those kind of things ni nyina ebi wo ho me waro na so me fa me property en waro ni ade no ni nyina nimdie wo ho a obetumi akosua wo ho my friends and my colleagues are mostly law so nancy no they say monko menya powerful resource materials or honso and which media back I am homework near the ade and no just go on the website browse so not just explore all the articles that our big man papa 30 years 31 years of experience lawyer Uncle Bernard trotro wo hono moma yenye making use of it ye pa sa so na afei nso no senior lawyer Eunice kyerɛkyerɛ no why bibia but you want the firm to or the lawyers to go through with you now proof before you submit or more services. And so they can call you on Zoom, they can call you on Skype, video, everything, consultation. It doesn't matter where you live. Just call them and book an appointment with them. Me did say when you saw program into share. Now subscribe to our channel, like, and so why would name the back home? It is planet. I mean, sure, will be beer that's a net. You best say, share me the animal.
Our private client services team is recognized for providing clear and practical legal advice to our clients in the United Kingdom and Ghana. Expert help with will writing, probate or estate administration. Our will writers and probate lawyers can act for you to obtain grant of probate and carry out estate administration on your behalf. The probate takes place after someone dies. If there's a will, inheritance tax. If there is no will, the interstate and inheritance rules require similar responsibilities. Our lawyers offer strategic and practical solutions to the issues which clients face, whether it's in relation to succession planning, will preparation, probate and the administration of estates, immigration and visas, contentious family or probate disputes, administering estates often with inheritance cross-border issues, international trust advice including residence, domicile issues, wealth preservation, a fast, efficient service from SRA-regulated professionals, transparent pricing. BWF Solicitors, let us take care of probate.